Can you believe it? The wandering turnip has made it to the mainstream news. This past 2 weeks, there has been 32 articles that I've found written about one of my videos that I made, which is just bonkers. So I thought I'd come out today, just go for a little walk and sort of talk about how this came about, and also what I think about the news in general and how it operates and picks up on stories in this day and age. I just find it really interesting. I don't do it to brag, I just find it really, really interesting how I put this video out and then suddenly one journalist got the story, and then it was just like a ripple effect, and I just saw this spread of the same story, just slight variations, different titles spreading out across the internet. So I thought I'd come in here and just tell that story today on a little walk. But quickly, before we get onto that, you can just see or hear all them bluebells there on the very last legs, literally about to disappear. But I came here recently and I brought my camera, and when they were in full bloom and it looked amazing, I'll try to put some footage in of what they looked like back then. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, so I'd made this video about a town called Horden in County Durham, where I knew there was a lot of boarded up property. I knew there was some really cheap property for sale, and I just thought it'd be interesting to take my camera, look around and make a film about it. So it was really, really interesting when I went there. I think it's by far the most interesting film that I've made. And yeah, I kind of made that film, put it out there, seemed to be getting a good response. It was an interesting topic, and then I kind of thought that was the end of it. But then about 2 weeks ago, I was at work, I was on the late shift, I see this email, it says, oh, I'm a journalist, can I ask you a few questions? And I was on till like 11 o'clock, I thought, I'll look at that tomorrow morning. So the next morning, I wake up and I get my phone out and it's this email saying, oh, hi, my name's da-da-da, I'm a journalist. I'm writing an article about your video in Horden, and I just wanted to get a bit more information. Could I get your actual name? Because I feel weird just calling you the Wandering Turnip. Now I quite like just going by the Wandering Turnip. But anyhow, he was after my real name, and then he said, don't worry if you don't see this, it'll be live in the morning. So I thought, alright, I'll just go check and see if he's actually published this article. So I Google it, I Google Wandering Turnip in Horden, and sure enough, there's this article been written about the Wandering Turnip and my video that I made in Horden. And I was thinking, this is really cool, how nice that someone's picked up on my story and kind of wanted to write about it. The journalist had also found my real name. Now I'm sure it's not too hard to find, I've got like a LinkedIn profile and that. So I'll explain now why I'm called the Wandering Turnip, because I have had a few people asking me. So my surname's Burnip, and my whole life I've just had the nickname Turnip. Whenever I'm trying to spell my name on the phone, I'm like, oh, it's like Turnip but with a B. So yeah, I've just gone by Turnip my entire life, hence the Wandering Turnip. But yeah, there it was online, in the Daily Star. YouTuber David Burnip, who goes by the name The Wandering Turnip, visited Horden and then went into like basic details about the film and what the town's like, and kind of gave a rough summary of what it's like up there in about, I don't know, 500 words. And I thought that'd be the end of it. And then it was one of my subscribers commented on my YouTube channel and said, oh, just seen that article about you in AOL News. And I was thinking, oh, I'm pretty sure it's the Daily Star. But I thought, oh, I'll just have a look anyway. So I went and had a look, and sure enough, there was an article in AOL News, and it said, YouTuber David Burnip, who goes by Wandering Turnip, went to this town. And again, just a kind of variation on the first article with a different title. And I was thinking, bonkers too, that's mad. And literally about an hour later, get another comment, and it said, check out this article that's been written about you on MSN News, here's the link. Clicked on the link, same thing again, another slight variation on the title, brief summary of my video, the town itself, what's going on. But yeah, then my phone just started to ping all the time from my mates and my family, just saying, oh, I've just read an article about you in this paper, or I've just seen your YouTube channel mentioned. So I thought I'd just go through some of the ones that had written articles about me, because I just find it funny. So we've got here, what we've got Manchester Evening News, The Mirror, The Independent, The Northern Echo, the Daily Mail, the Daily Star, UK Daily News, the Daily Record, MSN, Polish Express did one in Polish, the article's in Polish, Birmingham Mail, and my favourite one I think was in the Daily Mail, where they'd obviously got my real name, but they'd just called me The Burnip, and it just said, The Burnip went to Horden, and The Burnip said this, and I loved that. I've never been referred to before as just The Burnip. I really hope that kicks on. And as I say, I was reading them all and they were all pretty much exactly the same. Slight variations in the title, maybe a different image or two picked from Google Earth, and just a little bit of a quote from the video that I'd said. And then I started to read some of them and I was like, did I say that? And I was reading a few of these quotes and I was thinking, I definitely didn't say that. Went back, checked, definitely didn't say it. And then I started to figure out what was happening, and I'm pretty sure papers were just writing articles based off the previous article, like a weird chain reaction. So yeah, fair play to that first guy, the first journalist who wrote the story, because he was genuinely interested and he was like asking for quotes from me, asking for another perspective, if I'd like to give anything else. Fortunately, I didn't see the email until he'd already published it, but fair play to that guy. I don't really read the news, especially the sort of mainstream news that's condensed bite-sized chunks of a story made to give you an immediate reaction to what's going on. Now, both my parents were journalists back in like the 70s and 80s, in a different time of journalism where you really had to go scope out a story and there was only one way of finding out the news really. But it's a completely different world today, and I hate the news, but I have massive interest in what's going on around the world. And I think YouTube's given a great rise in the way we can sort of find out information. But I watched loads of these incredible YouTubers who travel all around the world and go to some amazing places, or places that are deemed really dangerous in the mainstream news, places that the mainstream news try and make us afraid of, or put barriers between and make us feel like there's massive differences. These YouTubers go there, wander around, chat to the locals, get invited into the homes, and you just see this amazing side of all these different places in the world that we're told to be afraid of. And I think it's just so funny. I have no agenda. I'm not beholden to anyone with my channel. I can make films about anything I want, absolutely anything. And then on the other side, you've got these owned companies that have agendas and then try and go, oh, well, we want to write something about that. Anyway, I feel like I'm ranting there, but I'm sure you get my point. And look where I've made it to as well. The tiny abandoned house. If you've watched another of my videos, I came here in winter when it was covered in snow. We had a little tour around. I was with my dog that time, just looking at it. I absolutely love it in here. But yeah, we've ended up back here, one of my favourite spots. It was absolutely boiling 2 days ago, I mean roasting. And I thought I'll never have to wear this jacket again until winter for my videos, but it's back on. But there we have it, the tiny abandoned house in summer, or what's meant to be summer. The last video I made about this place as well, I didn't know what all them cutaways into the walls were. And thank you to a lot of you who commented and let me know. So there used to be beehives up here. So this place was used for keeping bees attached to a farm, which is awesome. But yeah, I never knew that. So thanks to you for helping me out there. So I got an email as well from someone at the BBC saying, oh, I've just watched your film. We're actually gonna go up and make a film about the place now. Not focusing on exactly what I did with the cheap houses, but just about the area in general and the community. So some news channels are taking the initiative, I guess, to go up and investigate a little bit further, because it is crazy. It's fascinating, that area, and it's so interesting to make a film about, because let's face it, the majority of people in the United Kingdom have or had no idea that places like Horden exist. And that is just proven by the fact I made that video and then like 30 articles were written about it. And I bet none of the politicians in London know areas like that exist. They're just clueless about it. And that's what I love about making YouTube films. Like, I just picked up a camera one day and went, oh, I'm gonna go off and film some stuff. And I came across all this stuff and I was like, why the hell is no one reporting on this? Why is this not being told? I feel like there must be so much stuff that goes on inside newspapers where it's like, we need to be writing an article about this, or journalists are pressed to write things about this, get some fear mongering going, get them articles clicked on. And then they just completely miss so much stuff that's going on inside this country. And I know at times my channel can seem a bit bleak, showing you things that are quite depressing with boarded up towns or ruined houses, but I feel like I do try and approach that in the right way and try and maybe start a conversation about that stuff. So thank you for watching this ramble and rant today on how the Wandering Turnip made the headlines with a cheap house video. And if you're new to the channel, you can hit subscribe if you want. I've got videos on all different kinds of topics, and that's the way I want to keep this channel. I want to make films about absolutely anything that I want to. I'm never just going to get niched down to one topic. Some of my favourite ones as well are the dry stone wall ones. I know that might not sound exciting, but I'm telling you, go watch one of my dry stone wall videos and you will have a new appreciation for them and the hard work that goes into building them.